didn't ken what all the fuss was about. It was just a star after a'. Mine, I hate to admit it wasn't half a big een, but it was still just a star. I saw it, just as the sun was gone down late on the afternoon. There it was, bricht and muckle, over in the west. And I hear the boys bawling their heads off. Get your cummel, Archie, get your cummel. That's a sign of a new king, that is, and we'll hae to gin and fin him and find out where he bides. Michty me, says I. My cummel was in nae mood for hiking. Thrawn cummels that. He had a face like a Keith supporter on a Saturday afternoon, but there was nothing else for it. I had to coax him, gently. Get off your backside, you lazy mongrel, I said, and I kicked him in the doup. We set off. We had nae idea, fu long, fu far tae, or fit for. We better stop off and buy some puckly presents, says me. But what if you get for a king? He's probably got a hang on anyway. Willie says, we'll gie him gold, we'll gie him frankincense, we'll gie him myrrh. Ony king would be chuffed to bits with a' that. Nobody had told us he was just a baron. I didn't like the desert. It was half a gallant night. It was half a hate in the forenoon, and by the afternoon you were just plotting. And if you ken cummels have B.O., the hinna. Oh, it was maybe just me. We three kings of Orientar, chavin on we dinna ken far. Sure this walk'll be a troughel, folly in yonder star. 12 weeks, 12 long weeks. A star was in Judea, and we had walked all the way for Abu Dhabi. We was fair wabbit, man. But it wasna het in Judea, it was freezing. I had nae need for a cummel, I needed a snaplow. And after all that, we cast in by the palace, and there was nae new king. I was just a grumpy alien. Good afternoon, your majesty, we says in our Sunday best pantloaf. We was wondering if you might hae a new monarch here, and if so, could we come in about? There's no new king here, clear off. But sir, we have journeyed upon the desert sands for many days, and we are totally jiggered. We would be greatly in your debt if we could bide a wee whiley. I dinna think he was a' that impressed. Come back and see me tomorrow. So we finds oursel a wee B&B, settles in for the night, nae bother. Files, King Horrid calls together all the high hegians for the council, demanding to ken what it's a' about. Next morning, we gins chapping at the palace door again. Good morrow, your majesty. Who's your dues the day? Well, we was blown awa by the welcome we got that day. Come and have breakfast in the royal chamber. Come and drink milk from the royal chalice. Come and share venison at the royal table. Have you any tomato sauce, says me, just making myself at home, you ken. What a hoose, though. I kitted out fae 30s with money nae object. He'd mair cash than a Stephen and Rob partner. I hear the new king has been born in Bethlehem, and I would like you to look for him, then come and find me so that I may worship him too. But when we was outside Doddy, he says, no way. I dinna like the look of the boy. His eens are awfu' close together, and if we fin this baron, we're going recht hame a long way round. And would you believe it? There was your star again, sitting over a wee bitty placey just south of where we was. We was awfu' glad to see it again. our cummels was na happy, man. Mair hiking, and they 13 a hump. When we got to Father Bairn was, we couldn't believe it was the recht place. It was just a wee bit hoosey, with nae chaise longue, nae puckawalla in sicht. Mother was a bonny wee crine though, and she says, "No, you hae the right place. Come awa in." She takes us ben the house, and there was the bairnie in his wee blanket. But this is nae place for a king to bide. Then she showed us where he'd been born. Fit a dump, an all stable with 12 lammies and a puckly's kye. Mind, she was fair chuffed with her new bairn. She told us all about the shepherds out in the park, angels and aye. And we knelt down by yon bairn, and we worshipped him and all. This wee bit loon would be God's price for our ticket to heaven. Fit a bairnie, fit a prince, for a Christmas.